Have you ever wondered how a remote control works? How pressing a button can change the channel or adjust the volume on your TV from your comfy sofa? It's a common tool, often taken for granted, yet it's a marvel of modern technology. This humble device with its array of buttons holds the power to command electronic devices from a distance. It's akin to having a magic wand, isn't it? If you've ever been curious about this everyday wizardry, you're in for a treat. Today, you'll unravel the magic behind the remote control. At first glance, a remote control seems to be a simple device. However, it's a sophisticated piece of technology. Dive a little deeper, and you'll discover a marvel of modern engineering. A remote control is more than just a plastic casing filled with buttons. At its heart lies a circuit board, the brain of the operation. This tiny, intricate piece of technology interprets the commands from the buttons and translates them into signals that your device can understand. And those buttons? They're not just plastic nubs. Each one acts as a switch, triggering a specific command when pressed. Whether it's changing channels or adjusting the volume, every button has a role to play. Then, there's the LED light. This little beacon of brilliance is the messenger, transmitting the signals from the remote to your device. And let's not forget the unsung hero, the battery. This power source breathes life into the remote, making wireless control possible. These components, when working together, allow us to control our devices wirelessly. But what really happens when you press a button on your remote control? Well, let's dive into the science behind the click. Each button press on your remote control sets off a fascinating chain reaction of events. When you press a button, say the volume up button, it makes a physical connection with a specific point on the circuit board inside the remote. This connection completes an electrical circuit, which sends an electrical signal corresponding to the volume up command. This signal travels through the circuit board, triggering a series of electronic reactions. The core of these reactions is a tiny but powerful microprocessor. This microprocessor is essentially the brain of your remote control. It interprets the electrical signal it receives and translates it into a binary code. This binary code is a unique series of ones and zeros that represents the volume up command. Now here's where the magic happens. This binary code is then sent to another key component of the remote control, the light emitting diode, or LED for short. The LED converts the binary code into pulses of infrared light. These light signals are invisible to the naked eye, but they carry the command from your remote to the device you're controlling. The device, whether it's your television, air conditioner, or stereo, has a built-in infrared sensor. This sensor is designed to receive these infrared light signals. It decodes the pulses of light back into the binary code and then into the corresponding command. So when you press the volume up button, the device receives the signal, interprets it as volume up, and responds accordingly by increasing the volume. This entire process happens in a fraction of a second, making it seem almost instantaneous to us. So there you have it. Each time you press a button on your remote control, you're initiating a complex, high-speed exchange of signals, all powered by the science of electronics and light. It's an intricate dance of technology happening right under your fingertips, transforming a simple click into a command that brings your devices to life. It's a rapid-fire exchange of signals happening right under your fingertips. But how does your TV know what this light signal means? It's a question that begs an answer. And the solution lies in the unique language of light. Just as we use different words and sentences to convey various thoughts and commands, each button on your remote control corresponds to a specific light signal pattern. Think of these patterns as the alphabet of a unique light language. When you press a button, the remote sends out this pattern, a coded message if you will, to your television. Let's dig a little deeper. When you press a button, your remote control's transmitter generates a specific pattern of light signals. This pattern is essentially a binary code, the most fundamental language of computing. Each code consists of a series of ones and zeros, represented by the presence or absence of light. For instance, the power button might correspond to a pattern like 1001, while the volume up button might correspond to a different pattern like 0110. It's these distinct patterns that differentiate one command from another. Now here's where the magic happens. The sensor inside your television is designed to detect and interpret these light signals. It's like a translator, adept at decoding the light language. Once it receives the light signal, it converts the binary code back into an electrical signal that the television's processor can understand. The processor then executes the corresponding command, whether it's turning on the TV, changing the channel, or adjusting the volume. All this happens in a fraction of a second, faster than the blink of an eye. So, every time you're lounging on your couch, remote control in hand, you're not just pressing buttons. You're communicating with your television, sending it a series of coded messages in a language it understands. And that's the beauty of technology. It has its own language, a language of light, that enables communication between devices, turning our commands into actions. So, in a sense, you're speaking to your TV in a light language every time you use your remote control. So now you know the secret behind the humble remote control. It's a marvel, isn't it? We've peeled back the layers of this everyday device to reveal the intricate technology beneath. Let's take a moment to revisit what we've learned. We started with the exterior, those familiar keys and buttons. Each one is a command waiting to be sent, a silent shout to our devices to perform a specific action. But the magic doesn't stop there. When we press a button, we're not just making a physical movement. We're setting off a chain reaction of events, a symphony of signals and responses. This is where the science comes in. The remote control translates each button press into a unique infrared light signal. This light, invisible to our eyes, carries the command through the air to our devices. It's a language of light, spoken only by our technology. And the devices? They're the attentive listeners, always ready to catch these signals and respond. Each one is equipped with a sensor, an eye that sees this invisible light. It decodes the signal, understanding the command and translating it into action. The channel changes, the volume adjusts, the device powers on or off, all at the click of a button. Next time you change the channel, remember the magic happening at your fingertips. Thanks for tuning in and keep exploring the tech around you.